Well, the Spiel des Jahres has happened, and they've announced their winners, and we're here to talk about how we fared with our predictions.
Yeah.
Let's start with the top one. I'm of two minds here. One,
Okay.
I'm surprised.
Okay.
Two, I'm a little happy, although I love Flip 7. So without further ado, the winner of the big award, the Spiel des Jahres, was
Bombbusters.
Bombbusters.
Which is not what I thought at all. I 100% predicted Flip 7 was going to take this.
I think most people figured Flip 7 would get it. I think the only thing going here against Flip 7 is maybe it being, if there's such a thing for the Spiel, too simple.
I was thinking that too. Like, I love Flip 7. Bombbusters is more of a game.
For sure.
Flip 7, the only decision you're ever making in Flip 7 is hit or pass. Whereas in Bombbusters, it's tense. There is a level of tension. Well, you get a tension.
And strategy.
Right.
Like more so.
I wouldn't say Flip 7 has any strategy. Like, you can maybe have your own strategy of like, I'm going to stop this. If I have 15 points, I'm going to stop, whatever. But like Bombbusters has a deeper level of strategy than Flip 7.
For sure. And even then, it doesn't have a ton of strategy. I would say in Flip 7, it's really just a game of statistics and probabilities.
Sure.
That you're just kind of considering like, oh, well, I flipped a 3. Sure, I'll go again. There's only one other 3. Or maybe I already saw the other 3 or a couple other 3s. Yeah. But anyway, both games great. And Crackle or Rackle was the other one that was nominated.
That one looked fun. I said it when we did our preview. I still want to give that one a try. It didn't make either of our predictions, I think, because neither one of us have played it.
Yeah. It was hard to root for one that we were not familiar with.
But either way, it definitely, even without that, it felt like the race was between Bombbusters and Flip 7. And I think for all three of these games to have been nominated, that matters almost as much as who ultimately won.
For sure.
And I did
all great games. And I'm glad, I'm very happy for Bombbusters because Bombbusters is a favorite of ours. In fact, I want to say it was somewhere in my top 10 for last year. Really, really good cooperative deduction.
You saw the picture that came out where they were all dressed in the costumes and they had the giant Bombbusters box.
Oh,
that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
that was a fun way to celebrate.
So the other category that we want to focus on is the Kennerspiel. This one more interesting, even I think, because if you saw our other video, we spent some time talking about what is the Kennerspiel. Like, what?
Right.
Make up your mind. Do we want it to be a medium plus weight category? Or even medium light, or do we want it to be basically like leftovers from the Spiel? Because Endeavor won.
Yeah.
Endeavor Deep
I think that they just answered that question
and
by giving Endeavor the win. I think that they answered that.
Yeah, as long as they and congratulations to Endeavor.
Oh, absolutely.
It is by far the heaviest of the games that were in this category. I think by far.
Well, and we talked about it during our predictions video, and I said I think Endeavor is going to win this category.
I did not.
Just because it does. Well, right. I'm not going to say, I liked actually all three of the games that were nominated because the Loot was...
Loot and Far Away.
And Far Away. And I like all three of those games. But I said this before and I'll say it again. Endeavor is a different class of game. Much like we could say Bombbusters is a little more thinky and heavier than Flip 7. Endeavor's in a different class of strategy than Loot and especially Far Away.
Well, certainly a different weight category. It is a heavier game for sure, and it's a different style of game. But over the years, the Kennerspiel has had an identity crisis, in my opinion, because they've had like Far Away couldn't stand side by side with Bombbusters, in my opinion. Like,
right, we said that before. It's weird that they weren't in the same category.
Far Away is very similar in terms of like the kind of weight anyway of game, even though it's a different game than Bombbusters, maybe slightly heavier than Flip 7, just like Bombbusters is. I would say, not that it was nominated, but like Castle Combo is in that same category.
I'm surprised.
Could be a Spiel nominee.
I'm surprised by that. I think I like Castle Combo quite a bit.
I do too. I do think that could have potentially been a nominee.
But yeah, it depends. Like, I don't know who's picking the games, and I don't know how the judging process works, and if it's the same people. Because if you set me down in a room and made me choose between Endeavor, Far Away, and Loot, Endeavor is just much more my style of game. It's just a little bit more thinky. It's a little longer. It's a little more
for sure. But I would have still picked Far Away personally.
Well, you would have, but I don't know who's judging, right? Because like, I'd be surprised. I'd be like, oh, I almost said it hands down in the video. I was like, I think it's going to be Endeavor just because it offers so much more game.
Well, it's the one that stands out of those of those.
Right.
Right.
And it's a weird thing. It almost feels to me like they need a fourth category moving forward. I mean, if this is how they want to do it, because it almost feels like they didn't know, like they really wanted to nominate all these games, but like you could do light, medium, heavy, and then
You could.
kids or whatever.
You could do that, and they have so many of those sort of like honorable mentions too that I think they could easily do something like that. Although we don't want to get it too crazy. And we've already also glossed over the Kinderspiel, which who won that? Was a Wolfgang
It was Wolfgang Warsch, which this game is not out in English. It was Top the Tort is the name of it. And it's a game about building cakes. I couldn't read the rule book because it wasn't in English. I guess I could have translated, but whatever. But Wolfgang Warsch has done some of my favorite games, and he's had I don't know. Probably
he's been in the Spiel.
He's been in the Spiel a lot.
He kind of came when he came onto the scene alone. He was just like, I'm guessing Quacks was probably in the mix.
Yeah, and all of the Roland Wrights, all of the Dawn Sean Clever series.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember.
Wasn't he the Mind also?
I think he was. I'm pretty sure he was.
Like he was doing everything. Tiefenthal. There was a handful of years where it's just like, wait, what? Did this guy travel back from the future with a bunch of game designs?
Like 40 designs, but it's good to see him still winning. Anything he designs, I'd play. So this one was already on my radar. Now that it's won the Kinderspiel, I think it's even more so.
If and when it comes out over here.
Well, I mean, yeah. Usually, if a game wins, then there's a fight. Everyone's like, "Oh, I want to be the one to bring it to the U.S." So I will imagine it'll come out eventually.
Yeah, but we just wanted to do this video to congratulate the winners. Once again, it was Bombbusters and Endeavor Deep Sea.
So we were 1-1.
We are 1-1.
We both predicted one of the winners. Neither one of us got both.
And a round of applause also for the nominees. Again, Far Away, one of my favorite games. Great little game. As are the other games. Loot also a fun little game.
Well, I think I can't speak for the Kinderspiel games or Crackle or Rackle, but all the rest of them we've played.
Yeah.
At least I've played all of the rest of them, which is rare. I haven't always. So I could have seen any one of them winning. So congrats to everybody that was nominated.
We were 1 for 1 anyway.
Yeah.
I got one. I'm one of 2 and you're 1 of 2.
You're right. We're tied. We tied it up.
And we'll say that we got the Kinderspiel. In fact, I think when we did talk about it briefly, we figured it would be Wolfgang Warsch.
Just for any Wolfgang Warsch game, I feel like has a leg up he designs great games.
Let us know what you think though. What did the games that won, were those the ones that you wanted to win? Do you have an opinion on this at all? Do you think the Kennerspiel should be a little bit more well-defined, or do you think it's just fine?
I think that's a full other video to talk about, because when we did the other one in the comments, people were just like, I don't even see the point of I don't who are these awards for? Who do you I mean, what do you want to see change? I'd love to hear what people would love to see when it comes to an award show like this.
Yeah, let us know in the comments below. And until next time, make sure everyone has fun at the table, and we'll see you then.